With their population once in the millions, elephants now face the most devastating poaching epidemic they've ever known. The heroes that protect them are straining harder than ever to stave off the growing threat of extinction. If we lose this iconic species, Africa will never be the same. When people and animals collide, things are never simple. In this wildlife-human conflict, I'm often called in to seek out the truth, to find out what's really happening on the front lines, and identify the heroes who are making a difference. My name is Ivan Carter, hunter, conservationist, and wildlife investigator. Across this vast continent, elephants long lived without conflict. Their great size and strong group dynamics made them difficult prey for even the fiercest of predators. But there is one species that these mighty pachyderms have learned to fear: man. Elephants are poached for their ivory tusks, which are sold into a $1 billion Asian black market. With a single pair of tusks worth upwards of $100,000, an elephant is now killed for its ivory every 15 minutes. As their numbers plummet, the future of these gentle giants becomes increasingly fragile. But in the face of this devastation, some properties are making a stand. Cotada 11, an isolated region in the Zambezi River Delta of Mozambique. My old friend, Mark Haldane, is the concessionaire here, a man who's dedicated his entire life to the protection of this land and the species that live under his care. But Mark's success has been hard-earned. He has personally trained and fielded one of Africa's most feared and effective anti-poaching teams. Only now, they're busier than they've ever been. And for the first time in years, Cotada 11's elephant population is dropping. Today, Mark wants to show me why. So we head out, deep into the heart of his property.
Oof, Mark, without a machine like this, how would you even get in here?
Without a machine like this, you or me or poacher or anyone's not going to be able to get in here.
No, you're absolutely right, Mark.
A large portion of Cotada 11 is swampland, covered in thick papyrus. This extremely dense vegetation is often 10 to 15 feet high, and the ground in the wet season is covered in deep water. But each year, large herds of elephants migrate here. They have learned over time that this is a place where man cannot pass. Unless you've got the right vehicle.
This papyrus goes on for 45 kilometers to the coast, on and off all the way through. This is what protects our elephants.
These elephants forever must have known that nobody can get in here.
But we now see them coming in earlier and earlier, and we think it's for their own self-preservation. This is definitely their safe haven.
While the thick papyrus serves as a unique natural sanctuary, not all the elephants who migrate here come out unharmed.
Just behind this thicket here, Ivan, it gets to be a bit of a forest.
Okay.
So we have something to show you. I'm sure you've seen many poached elephants before, but this one's different.
How so, Mark?
We found the ivory in this carcass, as we have with most of the elephants that come in here.
In poached elephants?
In poached elephants.
Why are they not taking the ivory?
You saw how hard it has been for us to get in here. Poachers don't have that equipment. It's my personal belief that if elephants are harassed, shot at, or wounded like this poor chap, they gravitate towards the swamps.
The poachers that committed this crime likely did so outside of the operational range of Mark's team. Having wandered in here wounded, this elephant has nonetheless become Mark's concern.
Man, Mark, this is horrific.
Ivan, let me explain a bit here. Just look at this. This is a baby elephant. Look at the size of his feet.
Sam, they don't deserve this, Mark.
Look at his shoulder here. He had a bullet stuck in the bone, a broken shoulder. It's bone on bone. It's worn down. He's walked for miles with that injury.
Till he just couldn't walk another step.
Imagining the pain and fear this young elephant endured in its final hours, I'm compelled to offer what assistance I can.
Stop to say.
Ivan, from my side, we're doing all we can within our block, but we'd accept any help we can.
You think that these things are being shot right on the edges of the swamp?
I believe these elephants are coming 60 to 70 kilometers outside of our borders where they have no protection.
What's your hunch? Where do you think that they might be coming from?
I think they're coming from the northeast.
Really?
This time of year, the dry season, my anti-poaching is darn important here. I need to spend all the hours I can on the ground here within my blocks.
Yeah.
How about I give you one of my old cruisers? It's not going to be very smart, but you and Livy can go and have a look.
No, that'd be great, Mark.
And please share with us what you find.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to take you up on that, and maybe we can all be a little bit more effective in this fight if we can get a bit more knowledge, you know. There's a lot going on here, but I'm going to go to the northeast where Mark was indicating. I'm going to spend some time up there, see if I can see any sign at all of poaching. And maybe, just maybe, find another piece of this jigsaw puzzle.
So my good friend and master tracker Livy and I head to the outskirts of Qatada 11, far from the protection of the papyrus and a long way from Mark's security teams. Here we will begin our hunt, not for animals, but for men. I'm Ivan Carter. After discovering a poached elephant carcass in the swamps of Qatada 11, I've agreed to help concessionaire Mark Haldane track down any poachers operating along the outskirts of his property. I'm joined by my good friend and master tracker Livy, whose skills and experience will be indispensable on this dangerous mission. It's an old sign. It's several weeks ago that elephant came from this area. These people, that might have been a one-off incident, or this may be an area that they operate in. Livy's on the back. We're keeping an eye out for any fresh human sign. I think a good way to start is exactly what we're doing now. Just rolling the tires slowly, getting a feel for the area, looking for tracks, looking for sign. We'll do some walking, we'll follow some of these game trails, and hopefully sooner or later, we'll see or hear or discover something that can take us to the next step. But the roads only take us so far. The elephants here typically travel deep in the bush. So in the late afternoon, we leave the vehicle to conduct a more thorough search, on foot. In poacher territory, safety is our primary concern. As we move through the forest, the crisp bed of leaves from the dry season makes stealth all but impossible.
We've been just walking through these patches of forest hoping to find a sign. These are the kind of areas where these poachers will lie up and have a little camp. We haven't found any sign. The light is fading, so I think we're just going to find a spot and just camp. We're not going to have a fire. We're going to stay very, very low key and just watch and listen for the night.
There's little more we can do until first light.
Sure.
But long before the sunrise, we are woken. In search of elephant poachers, my master tracker Livy and I are camped out in the bush, deep in eastern Mozambique. Though we failed to find tracks earlier in the day, we just received a rude awakening, late at night.
We just heard some gunshots. Probably 5 or 6 shots. Way out in this direction. There again, Livy, there. Two more shots. It's just after 3 o'clock in the morning. We've got about 2 hours until it's light.
Having seen the devastation these poachers are capable of, Livy and I have a hard time just waiting here in the dark.
No more shots. Just those. 8 or 9 shots, it's hard to tell. But all coming from this direction. Your head starts to spin. You wonder what happened, what's going on right now. You wonder just... wanting the worst way to go over there, but in reality there's nothing to be gained from that.
We have no choice but to wait through the night, and the forest once again grows quiet.
Yeah, it's been a long night. Neither of us have slept since the gunshots. Just waiting for enough light to start moving around, and in this kind of area you've always got early morning mist, so you've got limited visibility. If they have got an elephant, it takes a long time to chop out the ivory. They might still be there, but we've got to find that, and it's pretty much a needle in a haystack scenario at this stage.
As the fog lifts and the beauty of this place is revealed once more, I can't help but wonder, what sort of person would harm this pristine wilderness, or the animals that live peacefully within it?
No tracks, eh, Livy?
No tracks, I can't even see anything yet now.
A gunshot like that can be heard for several kilometers, and at night time it's so quiet that it can travel a long way, and it's very hard to get an accurate direction.
Without a reference point or tracks to follow, our best chance will be to spot vultures overhead. As the day heats up, the warm air will rise to the sky, allowing vultures to comfortably circle for hours in search of their next meal. And perhaps our next clue.
So we've just seen our first vultures here. I don't know if that means anything. They're still fairly high, and they're a long way away from us. A vulture, they say, can read newsprint at the distance of a mile. So they've got incredibly good eyes. Hopefully they'll see if there is something dead out there. They'll start coming towards it, and that'll pinprick for us exactly where that is.
It's not long before more vultures fill the sky. Now the only question is, will they lead us anywhere?
Here we go, right there. As fast as these vultures are falling out of the sky here, there's definitely something dead ahead of us.
They begin to congregate over one particular patch of forest. Moving in beneath the circling flock, Livy and I soon see what it is that's captured the attention of these hungry scavengers. And the sight is far more horrifying than we could have ever imagined. Along with my old friend and master tracker Livy, I'm deep in the wilds of Mozambique, hunting for elephant poachers. After waking up to gunshots, we're now following a flock of vultures, and they've led us here, to one of the most gruesome crime scenes I have ever seen.
This is what those gunshots were.
The barbarism of this murder is difficult to comprehend.
It's hard to even know what to say. To see this beautiful animal just destroyed like this, just with his face hacked off, he's just completely wasted. What a waste. I mean, it just... see where he's kicked here, he's struggled. Do you know what, Livy? We need to just act here. Let's look and see if we can see where the tracks go out.
So then
And then we'll see. Then we'll call the others in.
Yes, okay.
This kill is only a few hours old. The poachers can't be far, but they may be very difficult to find.
What very often happens is the moment they've got the tusks out, they just start making a beeline.
Livy scours the perimeter of the scene, desperately trying to determine which direction they've gone.
Sorry, old boy.
This elephant bull was old, an elder to his community. It's heartbreaking to think that this remarkable animal's life, likely over 40 years long, has been cut short so violently.
Look at this, just chunks of bone just flying into the air as these guys just hack this old elephant's face off. This is just going to carry on. It's going to carry on until the elephants are finished. This has got to stop.
On the ground.
Tsoka. He's found the tracks. He's found the tracks of where these guys have left.
Can you see that?
Is this a boot here?
Yeah, it's a boot.
As we start to track, the subtle human prints are quickly overwhelmed by another far more obvious track. Elephants. Lots of them. And all running away from here.
So what we've done is decided to follow this group of elephants where to run away. And, you know, as harsh as it is to see a bull like that, we've just got to make sure the rest of this group is okay. Because they probably know that there's a possibility of getting a second one. They've shot that elephant bull. And now they're running after the rest of the group. They're leaving a lot of sign. They panicked elephants. You can see from the sign that these elephants are still going as fast as they can go. These are stressed elephants, and my major concern is that possibly one of them might be wounded, or even more. And here it is.
Blood.
You can see it's dried, obviously. The fact that it's this high, I would imagine as this elephant has run past, this leaf has scraped its rump or its side or its shoulder. I don't know where it's actually wounded.
There's no more people track here. I can't see if it is.
The people are not running anymore.
People are not running anymore. I can't even see the track now.
There's no people.
No people.
He's pretty sure that for the last 100 yards or so, there's been no human tracks at all.
Let's carry on with the elephant because you can still see the blood.
This elephant's still bleeding, so it makes complete sense. We're just going to stay on the elephant. The human tracks are not following it anymore, which is probably good news. I think that they probably shot into the herd, and then they followed it for a while, seeing if an elephant was going to die. Now they've left those tracks probably to continue to recover the ivory from that bull that we've just found. We're just going to stay on this elephant and see if we can catch up with it.
But tracking is slow, and each bearing we take allows this wounded elephant to get further and further from us.
still running.
Yeah, so now it's getting too thick.
As the bush thickens and the ground gets harder, tracking becomes exceptionally difficult. To make matters worse, the blood trail has disappeared. It's not long before we're completely out of options.
What do you think, Livy?
I don't think we're going to catch them.
Really?
Sure.
We're not getting closer. We're actually getting further away now that they've stopped running and this cow has stopped bleeding. It's very difficult tracking in places and it takes us a while. And as much as I hate to leave a track, especially of a wounded elephant, I think I'm going to get hold of Mark. We're getting towards the boundary of the block that he protects. Maybe these elephants are on their way there. Just leaving a track like this just doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all.
Despite losing the trail, we now know what we're looking for. Somewhere in the area, a wounded elephant is traveling with its herd. From what I learned from Mark, I think I have an idea of where scared and wounded elephants go when they're in need of safety. Once he hears our story, Mark also believes he may now have a wounded elephant on his property, and that makes it his responsibility. He mobilizes his air support and calls in one of the best wildlife vets in the region, my old friend Mike Toft.
Morning, Ivan.
Good to see you, man.
How are you?
It's an unexpected surprise.
Indeed it is.
Cool, man. Mozambique. How are you, bud?
Hey, Livy, how are you? Good.
How are you doing?
As we prepare the helicopter for our search, we all know what a long shot it is to find a single animal in all this terrain. But as we take to the air, the odds deter none of us. I guide Mark to the location that Livy and I lost track of our wounded elephant. Mark quickly identifies the nearest patch of swamplands and papyrus, predicting that the elephants will seek refuge there after their brush with danger.
This papyrus is so thick it's probably a little slower going.
Sure enough, we soon spot a group of lumbering backs, towering over the fields.
Let's try and get them out of this papyrus, though.
Let me push them through into the open.
Making pass after pass, we search for any sign of injury. Blood, a limp, anything that would indicate a hurt or distressed animal.
Yo, I can't see anything wounded there, Mark.
How about this one at the front here, guys?
Quite a few with scars here, but there's nothing fresh.
The elephants become defensive and start to run, moving as one tightly knit group. And that makes our search for any injuries all the more challenging. Finally, Mike spots an irregularity on one of the female's backsides.
Okay guys, what about this one on the right?
Let me just go around the front so we can get a better look.
It's the wounded elephant.
A closer look and he confirms it's a bullet hole, fresh.
Right, good to go.
Before the herd regroups and we lose sight of her in the shuffle, Mike loads his dart gun and takes aim. After discovering a fresh poaching incident in eastern Mozambique, Livy and I have tracked a wounded elephant back to its herd. And now we're airborne, with property concessionaire Mark Haldane and wildlife vet Mike Toft trying to tranquilize her so that we can treat the injury.
Okay guys, what about this one on the right?
Let me just go around the front so we can get a better look.
It's the wounded elephant.
Just come in a little closer and just behind her a little bit more, please.
Okay.
Mark flies in close, and Mike readies himself.
Right, good to go. Okay, that's good. Yeah, hang in. Okay, hang in there, hang in.
He makes the shot, hitting the cow directly in its backside.
Right, darts in. Perfect.
It will only take a few minutes for the drugs to kick in. We must separate the wounded cow from her herd before she goes down. As we attempt to divide the group, the elephants refuse to separate.
They're going straight towards anti-poaching.
Instead, they bunch closer together to defend from the danger and the confusion. Despite the urgency of our mission, I cannot help but marvel at these animals' unwavering commitment to their family.
She looks fine, eh, Mike? Looking beautiful, yep, looking great.
As the drug starts to take effect, we make a decisive push to drive the herd away from the wounded cow.
I'll cut her off.
Finally, they have no choice but to relent, and the herd splits up.
I'll chase them off and keep the rest off. Then can I land next to her, Mike?
Yep, get me down, let me get out. Well done, Mark, thanks, eh?
Well done, guys.
Mark gives them a final push, then doubles back to let us get down to the task at hand. The elephant's safety is paramount. The first step will be to make sure she's healthy and stable.
Okay, we're going to flip the ear over her eye. Their eyes dilate when they're under anesthetic like this. And you don't want her staring into the light. What Mike's doing there is just straightening out the trunk. Very important, elephants can't actually breathe through their mouths, so it's really important that that trunk is straight, that her airway is kept as unobstructed as possible so that she can easily breathe. Just like somebody on an operating table, she's completely unaware of anything that's happening. Every step that we've taken is for the well-being of this elephant. Let's have a look at this wound.
With our patient stable, Mike begins to assess the extent of her injury.
And it's exactly what we were thinking. Yeah. It looks like it travels this way.
And she seems otherwise healthy, outside of this.
She's not looking in bad condition, so I don't think that we're in trouble here.
Though the bullet is irretrievably deep in her flesh, it's a relief to discover that it's missed all of her bones and vital organs.
Man, you can see this bullet hole. Obviously an elephant running away, somebody just trying their luck and shooting. Luckily for this girl, it didn't hit any of her vitals.
Out here in the field, Mike simply doesn't have the time nor the tools to remove the bullet itself.
Listen, we're limited in the sort of conditions that we work in as to what we can do. You can't do surgery on an animal this size. Certainly not without very sophisticated equipment. So what we're going to do is we'll clean this up, put some antibiotics in. 95% of them heal without too much problem.
Mike cleans the wound thoroughly, then covers it with a blue antiseptic to prevent infection, before injecting her with an antibiotic as a final precaution.
Well, we've done what we can for this elephant. This wound is looking a whole lot better than when we started.
Our patient will live, and the small piece of metal left in her body will be little more than a benign reminder of man's cruelty and greed. With our operation complete, Mike administers the reversal drug, and in minutes the effects of the tranquilizer will be completely neutralized. But as we watch this brave survivor return to her family, there's no time for celebrating. Within hours, we're back in the forest where she was shot. Now, it's time to find these poachers. After discovering a grisly elephant poaching incident on the outskirts of Qatada 11, Livy and I are back at the scene of the crime, this time with a pair of Mark Haldane's elite trackers.
So Mark, in about another kilometer, we're gonna stop where these tracks are. You know, the other day, we made a conscious decision to follow the elephant rather than following the people based on the fact that the elephant was potentially wounded. Now that we've dealt with the elephant, it's time to get back onto the human tracks and see what we can learn from that. And so I'm out here with Mark, with a couple of his best trackers, and with a bit of luck, we'll be able to find something.
Combining Livy's skills with the local knowledge of the scouts, we'll never have a better chance at tracking these poachers.
Let's see if they can pick it up.
Oh, there we go. Livy's got them. I know he made a mark there.
Livy soon finds human tracks, and with the help of Mark's trackers, they quickly re-establish a trail. As expert as our team is at spotting tracks, these poachers know how to stay hidden.
Now the trackers have fanned out. They've lost the tracks as this thick grass came here. They're all just looking in a different direction. I hope this is not where this journey ends. Where's this Livy?
Sounds like Livy's got something.
Chromasteric Livy. They've lost the tracks up there, but now they're down in this riverbed a little bit further away from where we lost them.
Livy spots something.
Come down. Livy's got something up there. Chicho.
A campsite, empty at first glance. With no sign of movement,
No one there.
Mark gives the order to approach.
Come on, guys.
These guys have packed up. They've packed up, Mark. Look carefully, eh? Maybe they're watching them.
With no supplies left behind, it's difficult to discern what kind of camp this is and what sort of people once occupied it. But amidst a scattering of old bones, I find all the information I need.
This elephant.
I'm in Qatada 11, hot on the trail of a group of elephant poachers, along with Mark Haldane, his anti-poaching team, and my master tracker Livy. We've come across an abandoned campsite and a clue as to what sort of people have been camping here.
This elephant.
The front piece of an elephant skull, tusks removed, freshly cleaned.
This must be from that elephant, eh?
It must be.
Because you know they cut the whole face off and
Yeah,
they
they
didn't clean it there.
Now they move first, eh?
The team continues to look for any evidence that these poachers may be coming back.
You can see these axe marks here. Check how they've chopped here.
We found our poachers, but they've left nothing of value behind. And we have no way to know when or if they'll return.
We've got to catch these guys before they get to any of these main roads or...
Yeah, then the game's over. You know, speed is their friend, so when they get a big tusk, they normally want to get it out the area as soon as possible.
I mean, I don't think we can track fast enough to catch him like this, Mark.
It seems like another frustrating dead end. Until Livy spots something in a nearby thicket.
Check it out.
A large elephant tusk does not go easily unnoticed. These poachers have stashed it in the bush, likely waiting for the cover of darkness to smuggle it back to civilization.
It's a big task. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out of here. You guys, just watch your footprints. Just try and leave as little sign as possible.
When you're motivated by money alone, your actions can be very easy to predict. There's no longer any doubt that these poachers are coming back. And when they do, we'll be ready for them. With only hours to prepare, we assemble Mark's anti-poaching team and plan our ambush.
And if you see the way they came into, there's a tiny bit of a trail coming through. That's probably what they'll follow.
That's probably exactly what they're gonna do.
Well, my guess is they'll come in armed. It'll be concealed. So the most important thing is that we catch these guys before they've got time to pull a weapon out. So we've got seconds to get them down.
Yeah.
The plan is to split into teams of 2 and spread out along the perimeter of the campsite, using the natural terrain and foliage for camouflage. Mark assigns one of his scouts to hide alone ahead of the group. At the first sign of incoming targets, he'll key his walkie-talkie once, silently alerting the rest of us.
Okay.
Only then will Mark give the command to strike. I take a moment to brief the camera crew.
Irrespective of the footage you might or might not be getting, until there's any movement, you cannot move your cameras. Wait until Mark shouts go, and then you're free to roll as much as you need. But until that point, roll, but get yourselves in a position in your ambush that you're absolutely hidden.
Yeah, please, guys.
With the plan set, the team gets ready, carefully building our camouflage and digging in for the day. With everyone in place, all that's left is to wait. Hours go by, but we remain sharp, ready for whatever comes through the brush.
It's been a few hours, eh? You think these folks are gonna come?
They have to. The ivory's here. They're not gonna leave it.
If these poachers don't return, all of our efforts will have been for nothing. Suddenly, a single static pulse over the radio.
Carter's W.A.R. would like to thank the following people and organizations. Without their help, this program would not be possible.
After tracking a group of elephant poachers to their campsite, Mark Haldane's anti-poaching team and I wait in ambush. 2 men pass our lead scout. And with a click of his radio, he signals the rest of the team.
Give me that. Okay, good.
Yo, we got him. Have you got that one?
Yep, we got him. Hold on, guys.
As the dust settles, both of the poachers are in our custody.
Check out this tusk mark.
Yes, Ivan, this is a big tusk, eh?
That's a tusk, eh?
Hey, they don't come like that very often, eh? Well done, Ivan.
Good deal, but well done to you guys.
Hey, thank you very much, man. That goes a long way.
You know, if this can happen amid all of the anti-poacher teams across Africa, Mark, yours, your neighbors' neighbors.
Yeah, we've got a chance of stopping this. I think we can give these elephants hope.
Yeah, I believe we can. You know, you look at these guys lying here, and as you look at them, you've got to remember the death and the destruction that they've wrought on our wildlife. This is real. This is not make-believe. 100,000 elephants in the last 3 years have died at the hands of people like this. And this needs to stop.
With 30,000 African elephants still being poached every year, it's easy to feel that our efforts today don't amount to much. But every poacher caught is one less trigger pulled, one less injury to treat, and one more elephant walking safely among its family.
It's a feather in the caps of the anti-poaching team. Every day out there in the field, often doing long hours without sleep, long hours without food and water. As long as you've got people like this on the front line, the wildlife of Africa's got hope.
Our progress today is a testament to the dedication of these heroes, the innovative leadership of Mark Haldane, the passion and experience of Mike Toft, and the determination of these men, who every day put their lives on the line to protect these elephants and the other vulnerable species under their care. It's in these people that I find hope, not just for the magnificent elephant, but for all the wildlife of Africa, now and long into the future.